Hi, this is the Hotbox, telling you that this video might have some sensitive stuff in it, so take a second if you need to and go check out something else. Otherwise, please enjoy the show. Ahem. Onion.
Look at that. Woo!
No, I'm unfortunately not talking about those wonderfully strong-smelling members of the
Amaryllidaceae.
Did you know that daffodils and onions are in the same family? There's no meme there, I just thought that was interesting. I am talking about Onision, aka Gregory Jackson, aka James Jackson, a content creator over a multitude of channels, dabbling in everything from commentary to gameplay to
Shut up! Stop telling me what I can be! My God, you're greasy.
You may remember how, after a series of allegations led to Onision being effectively booted from YouTube once his channel was demonetized, Onision pursued several other avenues such as TikTok,
Making suicide jokes is wrong, don't you dare make fun of someone.
Patreon, and how do I say this without making the robot angry? Oh yeah, he's back. And not just that, back and making content for actual children. Oh no. I want to remind everyone that today's video will discuss some intense and potentially triggering material. At all times, viewer discretion is advised, and please take care of yourself. And if you're ready, then let's get right into it. Welcome back to the channel, new and returning, young and old, fans, haters, and everyone in between. If you're new here, why not subscribe? It's quick, it's easy, just takes a second, and you can always undo it, but it really does help out the channel a lot, so thank you. Now, needless to say, keeping up with Onision is a monumental task, one that is made complicated by the lore's constant development, as well as the amount of content there is to unpack. Understanding who Onision is, however, is critical to not only this video, but understanding the criticisms levied against him. In an effort to provide context, while also keeping things comprehensive, I will be attempting to present a brief history of Onision, or as brief as it can be with the mountain of things there is to talk about. Ahem. 1985, November 11th, Onision is born. Happy birthday. 1997 to 2005. This is when the first traces of Onision on the internet emerge. There's his Sin Within web design company, and all of its affiliated websites. Yeah, this was back in the day where there was no YouTube or TikTok, meaning there weren't a lot of places for homemade content to go, so you would just make your own website, and Onision has made a lot of these. Sin Within claims to be about harmony and says they'll be around for a while. Sin Within powered several of Onision's websites, such as Hybrid Eye. Hybrid Eye was a forum for Onision's music, art, and thoughts on the events. He did this on a few of his websites. There was the Cries of the Crypt. Ooh, scary. The Cries of the Crypt was a place for Onision to do important things like argue with skateboarders, give advice on divorce, stand 9-inch nails, and make an edgy version of 99 bottles except with heads that have been given the vertical knife treatment. Onision and a high school friend would go on to found the video game review website Gamer's Shadow in 2002. But then it went shopping at a Hot Topic one time, and in 2003, it became Extreme Gaming Headquarters. Things fall apart when Jad, the co-founder, departs, and the site actually goes through several transitions and facelifts, remember this symbol, until its death in 2008. But that's neither here nor there. Oh, and he also started a belief system he refers to as Seseska, as you do, seems to focus pretty hard on serving and protecting the Earth. But I think the greatest service Seseska could do would be to disappear.
Seseska as a concept had all these bizarre ideas that one might expect from a new startup religion. Onision would regularly spend time in forums promoting the religion, sometimes acting as a follower, sometimes acting as a founder. Maybe he was testing a response, or maybe he was just doing what he felt was the most socially beneficial. He also posted some emails he thought were of value from the site, including ones where he credits his sociopathic traits as giving him some form of godlike qualities. How very inspiring. There are many other highlights, but you can see it for yourself. In a way, it makes him a monster. In a way, it makes him a god.
Let's see, are we missing anything from the pre-YouTube era? Death Reaper. This was a site that lived until 2004 for Onision to post his music and thoughts on everything from love to the youth of our country. You know, this is mild compared to some of the other stuff he's done. Onision created a bunch of web dev sites with his partner at the time, such as Newbie's Host, Nikmo, etc., etc. Onision also joins the Air Force in about 2005 to 2008, where he receives a general discharge under honorable conditions. Glossing over all the in-betweens. Oh yes, the prevention site. Alright, let's make something clear. Is no laughing matter, and it's good to raise awareness and support victims. But this website's vibe and prose are just uncomfortable, and considering who it's made by, it just makes it worse. Wow, that's crazy, Onision. How would you know how manipulators think?
I know, you might say, oh, finally, he was just trying to help people out. Why are you being like this, man? Well, I don't know if that's really something that could be said, when some of the advice that he gave is stuff like, I don't know, act like you are possessed by a demon, or mentally handicapped. Oh, and who can forget about, have a bowel movement and rub it in his face.
Now that we've seen that, it's time for 2005 to 2017. Onision has been with YouTube as a platform since its early days. This would normally be called being part of the old guard, but frankly, I don't feel safe with Onision around. The first upload on the Onision channel, at least the first upload that's public as of current, dates itself as October 16th, 2007.
This is an example of what the Darth Vader helmet will sound like when you make the mistake of buying it.
It wouldn't be until 2010 that Onision would get his first taste of internet fame, when his song I'm a Banana becomes a viral hit. Naturally, I'm unable to play the song due to copyright issues, but I do wonder how Onision went from this to this. Onision's YouTube era also encompassed some, shall we say, turbulent relationships. But these people are not the ones at focus today. All but one, that is. Onision's current spouse, Kai. They've been together since early 2012 and have 2 children together. So for those unaware, Onision's daughter fell out of a 2-story window on September 12th, cracking her head open. Onision then filmed the aftermath to prove to police that it was an accident. He had the gall to post a series of sexual tweets over the coming days, namely this one. Quote, "Stand in front of the window over there. The world should see how pathetic and helpless you are." What the fuck? Onision said that while waiting for the ambulance, he took a video showing the aftermath of the accident. Patreon event tonight canceled on September 12th, 2019 at 9:24 p.m. This is what he tweeted while at the hospital with his daughter. Quote, "I know you don't talk to me, expecting I'll listen. I wanna you your spicy tongue is making me. I'd be pissed too if I wasn't allowed to me. Yes, there is a huge age gap between me and Chris Hansen, but that just makes it hotter." The full report came out. Onision's daughter fell out of a 2-story window and cracked her head open. She's only a baby, and she had to tap on the garage door to get Onision's attention because no one heard her scream. Onision and his spouse Kai found themselves accused of incredibly serious crimes. Onision admits to having consensual relations with but only following her turning 18. Onision claims everything has been misconstrued to make him look guilty as possible. Meanwhile, Kai is accused of distributing inappropriate pictures to while was still a minor. This whole series of events led to a formal investigation in tandem with the FBI that unfortunately led to no concrete conviction. This is presumed to be because of several blunders the investigative team made along the way, chief among them being a fumbled laptop of supposed evidence, as well as Chris Hansen leaving a not-so-lustrous impression on the world. There was an Onision documentary published, but it unfortunately had its own controversies. Following the documentary's release, YouTube quickly demonetized Onision's entire network of channels. Well, it was quick for YouTube. However, as I said previously, this wouldn't stop Onision from pursuing whatever other avenues he could to make money from content online. And after several failed attempts, Onision is back again. This brings us to current day, 2022.
Even more of the ice at risk of melting.
Onision has moved to creating children's musical content. In a string of uploads that have since disappeared from Onision'S main channel, he has pivoted to producing songs for children. This seems to be an attempt to capitalize on Onision'S previous musical success, but in the face of everything that Onision faced accusations of, nobody saw this coming. Looking at it from every angle, Onision could very well just be trying to stir the pot and get commentary schmucks, that would be me, to make videos and create publicity. But if I have to play into that in order to raise awareness of Onision on the platform, then so be it. Now, it's not uncommon for content creators to try and break into new scenes, and normally there's nothing wrong with people pursuing the things that they want. So long as it doesn't hurt anyone, that is. But Onision wouldn't have to break into a new scene if he didn't repeatedly ruin every other avenue in his life with his own mistakes. There was a whole wetlands controversy where he ignored a government notification and lost thousands of dollars. He faced problems with his taxes because he filed his forms incorrectly at 30 years old with a spouse, kids, and 2 houses. How can you be that inconsiderate of the people you're involved with? And with Onision'S Patreon, he didn't lose it because of some gray area. He doxed an ex-patron and was immediately banned. Rightfully so. Onision has so successfully poisoned his own well that the only people he can afford to peddle the water to are people who have never heard of him in their life. But Onision preying on the vulnerable is nothing new. Whether money or influence is the motive behind this, the numbers aren't in favor of Onision. These videos barely even scrape the surface of numbers that Onision used to see. Even at the peak of people's distaste for him, people are nearly too tired to give Onision the time of day. But that doesn't mean he can just move into a new market like nothing's happened. Imagine if no one had been looking. Imagine the idea of a young, impressionable child stumbling upon what they think is a funny song, quote unquote, and then they stumble down the Onision rabbit hole into some of Onision's other content.
This is my vegetarian body!
And you might think it's ridiculous, but it's more possible than you think. These videos are already showing up next to other kids' content, and kids are like sponges. They absorb everything indiscriminately. With all that considered, it's clear to see that Onision's presence in a safe space reserved for kids is concerning at least and dangerous at its worst. The songs still being available on the Onision Topic channel are alarming because they only continue to gain views, exposure, and allow a way for Onision to keep making money on the internet. Yeah, that's unfortunately because of the way they're distributed. Because it goes through a third-party service that isn't YouTube, Onision can still make money through that third-party service. As for review of the content itself, Onision's writing is trite. The instrumentals on songs like Stinky Duck Song and the Alphabet Song are awkward and fail to establish themselves as a catchy tune. This is also not to mention Onision's attempt at what appears to be a subtle self-insert, making him seem like the ostracized ugly duck in the Stinky Duck Song. All in all, Onision writes songs that sound like someone sat down next to you and asked what rhymes with orange, then tried to make a song out of the subsequent word soup that you delivered to them. There's also Onision's SoundCloud, which has other concerning tracks like the Cancel Culture song, which has a fumbling instrumental and vocals that have all the anger of a 6th grader when their crush rejects them. Onision's website is also still going with some seemingly active members and a lot of interesting features. There's forum posts with all sorts of discussions. There's paid tiers, yes, paid tiers, a $6 and a $40 tier. And on top of all of this, I wonder if Onision, who makes such a big deal about copyright and fair use, I wonder if this same Onision has permission from Nintendo to be using all their imagery on his website. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory! Onision's profile on the website also yields some interesting information. Someone asked him about the videos being missing from his channel, and Onision has outright stated that the Onision project is over. Whether this means Onision is done with YouTube and he's trying to write everything off as a project or social experiment, or whether it means something else, I can only hope that Onision and people like him choose to remain off of the platform. While I can't control his actions or anyone else's, I believe that Onision's return to the platform would not only be a detriment to his own mental health, but the mental health of the people that he has hurt over his time on the platform. If everything I've said about Onision so far has failed to strike any kind of chord in you, then I can only hope a visual example will be of some assistance. I have compiled a feature presentation of what I believe to be some of Onision's standout moments, sort of a highlight reel, if you will. But this footage is so that you, the viewer, can form your own criticisms and review Onision's actions, because in my opinion, the footage makes my head hurt and is a good example of some of the very concerning aspects of Onision's character. Also, if Onision chooses to claim this video, not only does that mean he claims himself being the creep that he is in this footage, but that just means I can make another video about being claimed, and we can review everything there as well. So, clink clink, let's get on with the show.
Laney's a little overwhelmed by all the social interactions. Hey, use that teardrop for your thumbnail. Cha-ching.
Cute.
He's a good basement. Ooh, did you hear that? That was a ghost.
It's actually frightened.
So this frizzy crap because it just comes to mind. I know, it looks like a mess. It looks like when you crumple up paper and you throw it. It doesn't even necessarily wash that. And I know that I'm not attractive. Probably haven't washed my hair in 4 years, girl over here. Another example of that probably doesn't feel good to the touch, probably isn't fun to maintain, it probably hurts your scalp, probably isn't washed very much, just this is a joke.
I publicly humiliated and embarrassed her.
Very unrealistic expectations. He expects perfection from you and for you to meet their every need. That used to be a thing.
Really?
Yeah, but now you don't do that.
By Tree Farm. Who f***ing... Did you flinch?
So
Funny.
I go in there and sure enough, it's positive, and I was shook. So shook. I was like, what? This makes no sense. So I was like freaking out. I went and told Greg. Greg's response is, congratulations, you want a hug? I was like, you realize this is like your child too. Like, we are not co-workers here.
The reason I stay with you is because you have such beautiful eyes and they're so easy to look at, and don't f***ing interrupt me again. I really like how dependent you are on me. It makes me feel needed. Like how rarely you can complete a video without me talking 90% of the time. What Lainey likes about these, I'm trying to work here.
My shoulder.
Now what Lainey likes about this watch is that it's super... Why? I was just trying to help you out with a promo and you hit me in the face. The reason you stay with me.
You're gonna interrupt me if I try to say something again.
So you guys are so into yourselves, like you are so committed to censoring innocent people that you're just gonna go and try to get my Patreon deleted now. Oh, you have an opinion of me, so you're just gonna try and ruin my entire career. Really?
I wanted to make a video that really just showed how I feel about a really important issue. Half the people I've been with have been of a different race. And I do have like curiosities and desires for people of a variety of races, just the world. I myself am married to someone whose grandma is 100% Mexican, but you know, there's like, it kind of gets annoying sometimes, the Spanish. I like understanding what people are saying to me as well.
You don't know me. You have never met me, so shut your dumb ass up about this narcissistic business.
What's that?
Skin and forcing yourself to be aggressive, because it certainly isn't gentle. Though we've established that is in fact crazy. You slice your skin, how do you not think I'm a moron? 9 out of 10 chance that if you're watching this right now and you self-harm a white girl. I don't care if it says 1 out of 7 guys. No, the mass majority is chicks. Some crazy little likely white teenager.
Hi, I'm doing a cooking show. By the way, check out my outfit of the day. Crypt Keeper. How to get the bag of rice? Okay, so I just add the main food. You shouldn't be concerned. I go to the bathroom through my mouth, so it's okay.
Before you run off to Tumblr and add yet another hateful blog to the pile of hateful blogs about me, know that you are wrong, and eventually you will likely come around. Ta-da!
My honest opinion is that's a terrible photo of you. If you lost your glasses, change your haircut, maybe learn to smile in a non-stretchy face way, you'd be good to go. And the makeup kind of scares me. If you learned how to do your makeup, you'd be like an 8.6. But right now, your makeup kind of whack. Meanwhile, this girl terrifies me. Like, did someone just hit you? I can't rate that. Ah, is that, who that? But even, and like, how? How did you become this way? You are so fat, there's like probably like 3,000 dead animal fragments inside your body just floating around.
Like the bad proportions curse. Or as some call it, Shrek body. Hey, at least you have unlike Shrek body.
If a face could have cancer, it would look like Olga K's face without makeup.
I will say that you look like my ex-wife. Secondly, I'd rate you a 5 out of 10. You have a very big face. It's very facelicious. I'll say 6 out of 10. We got another 6 out of 10.
Oh look, it's diarrhea face. Did I say diarrhea face? I'm sorry, that was rude. I meant to say diarrhea face.
A full tooth grin braces mouth. Ugh, guys just should not do that. This woman looks stressed. Stress isn't really attractive, so I'll give her like a 6.8. Why is it we're always hearing about kids having autism? What about adults? Where are they? Oh, mental hospitals. That's Awkward. Overdid spring break and blew through all my extra spending funds till mid-April. I'll be back later. I have a few questions. 1, what kind of things did you stick your nose on spring break? 2, you were giving me $2 a month, so I ask you what kind of budget is detrimentally affected by $2?
You like kombucha? I love kombucha! Drinks like pee and smells even worse! Now do this to me! All of you!
I'm fine. I've been very good lately. I am a grown man. I'm 34, and I am on my knees. How am I ever supposed to get 600 patrons back? I feel like I'm gonna protest until Patreon gives me my stuff back. I really want my stuff back.
Very few people prefer a woman's nipples to point at the ground versus pointing forward. I think that kind of says it all, but I'll go on. When I see a woman take her top off, I don't want to feel depressed. Do boobs that sag a little make me depressed? Absolutely not. The boobs that make me super depressed, however, are the ones that are entirely deflated with their nipples pointing completely and directly at the ground.
When I am self-gratifying, okay, and I see that someone has fake boob, I click away.
I am trans and I am awesome. This isn't even my final form. I'm a transformer. I'm a transformer.
Okay, so I am now here because Lainey's inside crying.
When I woke up in the morning, Greg told me that they had cuddled together, slept in the same bed, and he'd given her a full body massage without clothes, I guess. So I decided, this is completely unacceptable. Like, he knew where I stood.
Okay, so my and Lainey's ex is such a f***ing loser, criminal, scumbag piece of shit.
And the reason I'm making today's video is because I wanted to let you guys know that if you dislike this video, I am suing every single person who dislikes it. So if you tweet that you dislike this video, if I catch you on Facebook saying that you dislike this video, I'll sue you! I swear to God, I'm gonna sue all of them. I swear to God, I am going to sue every last one of you. And they said, oh, we need you to take down your Shane Dawson videos. And I said, the only Shane Dawson videos I have are fan videos, where I'm a fan of Shane Dawson.
Rate me out of 10? Sure, since you asked of your own free will, you're like a 6. What? Police! I'm a 14-year-old, police! Excuse me, sir, can you come with me? Oh no, I'm caught. Revealing my real form. This girl's like a 9, you might be asking yourself why. And that's because she looks like a really real person, someone I think I would get along with. That's because they look 16, man, child. Shut up.
Yeah, solid 8.
But Greg, what if she's 15 years old? Well, last time I checked, we're allowed to have opinions about people. It's not a perverted thing, it's honesty. Okay.
And this person says I'm 14 and 5'5". I don't know why that was important.
And here they are. And when you have braces, probably not a full tooth grin, that's not necessarily great. So maybe also work on your lighting, you're kind of overexposed. Submitting so much just to never get in a video is getting old. You know what? I'm gonna put you in a video, fine. There you are. You literally look like the 10-year-old version of my ex-wife. Maybe that's why I never put you in a video. You ever think about that?
Moving on. When you're 20 plus but look 12.
And here she is looking maybe 17, 18. Whatever, you're clearly an attractive person, so I'll give you an 8.9. But just so you guys know, I'm not rating based on hotness. I'm rating based on how proportionate your face looks. So I'm not hitting on you, okay?
Please click on these videos, beautiful people. I love beautiful people watching my videos. I'm a fraud, aren't I? Yes, I'm fake. I'm just using you.
LOL, you dating a 17-year-old when you're 26, freak. I mean, I wound up marrying her. I like Shane. He likes the things I do, because he's a freaking weirdo. I strongly believe that Shane is a creep.
Every single person has a right to tell him.
I will defend Shane Dawson 100%. When it comes to jokes, I mean. Girls like guys who like the same things they do. Whoa! It's no surprise. Even Shane Dawson for a long time was talking about things that girls were into. Not adult girls, but teen girls. And that is a huge secret to success, people.
He's supposed to do grown-up things.
Hey,
look, kids, it's a bear! Or if you don't vote Republican, you're gonna get your head by someone who looks just like me!
Like, I look like I'm in 7th grade.
That's how I like it, 7th grade boys. I didn't have a dad growing up. Meanwhile, my dad was an accused child. I would take not having a dad over having a dad that's an accused child. Shane, your problems and then my problems, okay?
what is happening to society? Why are we so sensitive? But I would like to express my disappointment that any comedian would apologize for telling a joke.
But understand how crazy you look when you obsess over people negatively like this. It doesn't make you a hero, it doesn't make you look good, it just kind of makes you look sad.
It hurts a lot, actually.
You know this video's never gonna be online, right? No one will ever know how much I abuse you. It's ridiculous that you think you'll be successful.
How many times do I have to tell you everything that you want to put online goes through me first? Hey, open your mouth. Open your mouth. Open your mouth.
No, Greg, I don't want any.
Open your mouth.
I don't want any. Greg. Ow! Ow, that one really hurt. Greg, I'm wearing
that
shorts.
candy cord hurt. That candy cord really hurt, Greg. This is why so many people trust me, because I actually consistently tell the truth. And I don't need lies to shit on people, I just use the truth to shit on people.
Hey, it's important that you all know there's a lot of content involving swearing, sexual acts, racism, and various other silly things in this video. It's hard to say who is old enough to watch this, but society would rate it R. Guess this means the people who made it shouldn't even watch it.
Hey, retarded Nazi fuck! Come here! What are you talking about? What does everybody call me? Here!
You sound f***ing retarded. You realize that, right? Like, oh my god. It's so weird that people actually look at you and they go, oh yeah, this is a credible source of information. She talks like she's a f***ing retarded, bleach blonde moron. First off, you see that iMac Pro back there? I gotta sell it now. Because you got my Patreon deleted. I tried to get an account back on Patreon and they banned me. Good! The narcissism of you guys to just say that we slept with someone, it's insanely pathetic.
You're going to never make videos again!
As we reach the end, I do hope you've enjoyed the presentation, and I hope I've been able to effectively communicate the concerns and criticisms that I have with Onision'S presence on the platform. That being said, if you enjoyed the video, why not leave a like and share it around? Help spread the word. Whenever you're watching this, I hope you have a good rest of your day and an even better tomorrow. I love you. And before you say it back, look in the mirror and say it to yourself. And I will see you in the next episode of whatever I make. And until next time, this has been the Hotbox. Bye.
Damn it, this always happens to me.